War may be hell, but sometimes it's also downright weird. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 weird weapons of war. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be ranking the strangest and most bizarre attempts at creating a unique style of weapon.
Firing in 3, 2, 1.
Number 10. Project Habakkuk.
Ah! Look at that!
Need to build an aircraft carrier, but steel and aluminum are in short supply? Construct it out of ice. Or at least this was the idea proposed to England's Winston Churchill by inventor Geoffrey Pike in a plan he dubbed Project Habakkuk. Pike rationalized that a large ice carrier could easily operate while under torpedo attack, as the missiles would only damage small sections of the ship's hull.
That's bulletproof! You weren't lying!
A mixture of ice and wood pulp called pykrete was used to make the carrier stronger and more resilient, pushing Project Habakkuk to the point where a smaller-sized test ship was built. Unfortunately, its slow speed and the high demand for materials doomed the project before it could start. Number 9. The Daser Laser. Sometimes it isn't about killing your opponent, but rather just incapacitating them for a bit. This is where the idea of non-lethal weapons comes in, with the Daser Laser being one of the most bizarre of the bunch. There were 3 different designs made of the Daser Laser: a small pistol, a baton, and a larger multifunctional weapon. All of them emit what is called a mean beam, a mixture of modulating pulses and light, which, when combined, can induce feelings of nausea, vomiting, or disorientation within their target.
Oh god, this is so disgusting! I think I'm gonna puke!
You may have heard the Daser Laser referred to as a puke ray, and although this may not be the weapon's intended function, it sure could prove to be a handy bonus in battle.
Never underestimate the power of puke.
Number 8. The Windkanone. The term Wunderwaffe refers to covert German plans for the development of so-called superweapons during World War II. One of these proposed weapons was known as the Windkanone, which, roughly translated, could be described as a wind cannon.
In the stock right there, that's just a tank of compressed air.
Yeah, this is high pressure air.
The Windkanone was a ground-based cannon that was packed with a mixture of hydrogen and ammonia, though some sources say oxygen. It was designed to shoot out a shell of compressed air at its targets, with the intention of grounding planes or otherwise disturbing airborne threats. Windkanones were tested, but their effects against targets weren't to the liking of German officials, and anyone manning it was essentially a sitting duck, so the idea was scrapped.
And I suppose you still aim to win this war through magic?
Science, but I understand your confusion.
Number 7. Who, me?
It was me!
The next weird weapon on our list possesses a strange name for an equally strange idea. Who Me was an idea that first came to light thanks to the proto-CIA agency known as the Office of Strategic Services. This American intelligence sector designed the horrible-smelling stench weapon known as Who Me for the French resistance fighting against Germany in World War II.
People don't like other people's farts.
The compound was placed within small atomizer devices similar to a cologne dispenser and was intended to disorient its target with the overwhelming stench of feces.
God, no, it smells like a used diaper filled with Indian food.
Unfortunately, the spraying of Who Me often backfired against its user, making it yet another quickly discarded idea in the ever-evolving fight against Nazi Germany.
Hey, pull my finger! My pleasure.
Number 6. Novgorod. The Russian monitor Novgorod was a circular, flat-bottomed warship, which was built with the intention of being a heavily armored protector ship, with the ability to carry a large amount of artillery on board. Built in 1871, the reality of its strange design made Novgorod almost impossible to maneuver effectively in anything other than perfect weather conditions. Its circular shape also meant that it could take nearly an hour for Novgorod to make a U-turn, thanks to an incompatible rudder system. To be fair, although Novgorod holds a reputation as one of the worst wartime naval ships ever constructed, it actually achieved its intended aim for coastal defense, even if it might have looked a tad silly while doing so. Number 5. The Man-Catcher. The image of this old-school European weapon could be considered the stuff of nightmares. The Mancatcher possessed a relatively simple design, consisting of a spring-loaded trap located at the end of a long stick or pole. Its main purpose was to drag enemy targets from horseback and restrain them, presumably to capture, interrogate, or ransom them. One particularly devious aspect of the Mancatcher were the sharp spikes located within the spring trap, which could prove intensely painful or even fatal if the target was not wearing some sort of protective armor.
Where am I?
The pit of despair. Don't even think.
Don't even think about trying to escape.
Number 4. The Japanese fire balloon, also known as Fugo.
They develop a technology that is absolutely brilliant.
There was seemingly no end to the innovation in terms of offense during the Second World War, with this Japanese invention serving as one of the least effective, yet potentially deadly weapons of the conflict. In some ways, the Japanese fire balloon was frighteningly successful, as these quick-moving hydrogen balloons actually did make their way to North American shores.
They were falling all over Western America.
This was the longest-ranged war attack recorded at the time, despite the fact that the balloons caused little damage with their incendiary contents. Officials were worried about the potential for biological or chemical warfare with the balloons, however, leading to a government-initiated press cover-up concerning their existence and success.
There are still balloons out there, obviously. Of the thousands they sent over, less than 1,000 have been discovered.
Number 3. Gay bombs, also known as halitosis bombs.
Sex bomb, yeah. You're my sex bomb, and baby, you can turn me on.
In what could only be described as one of the most head-scratching weapons proposals on our list, the gay bomb was an idea dreamt up by scientists in Ohio's Wright Laboratory.
Hey, yo, dog. Will this shirt make me look gay?
Nah, man.
What about now?
The idea behind their proposed gay bomb was to utilize female sex pheromones as a biological weapon, spraying them over enemy soldiers in order to make them sexually attracted to each other.
There's something special about you, Morty. So special. Whoa, take it easy.
Get your hands off of him!
Back off. I'm trying to be with my man.
The fact that this idea was concocted during the mid-90s makes it all the more anachronistic, with Wright Laboratories going on to receive an Ig Nobel Peace Prize by scientific humorists in 2007 as a satirical jab at this most bizarre plan. Number 2. Flaming pigs, also known as incendiary pigs.
The fields of bodies burning as the war machine keeps turning.
The practice of using immense war elephants on the battlefield was a common sight during the age of Roman warfare, with the beasts' effectiveness as mounts leading to research into a way to combat their advantage. A simple, if troubling, solution was found when it was discovered that elephants were intensely frightened and disoriented by the sound of a pig's squeal. The idea? Cover an array of war pigs in oil, set them on fire, and let the enemy elephants trample the opposing forces to death as they tried to get away. It may not have been animal-friendly, but it was certainly effective.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Number 1. Bat bombs. Nope, Bruce Wayne did not develop these. Bat bombs were an idea developed by the United States during World War II in an attempt to infiltrate Japanese territory. The thought was that this would be achieved by arming bats with incendiary devices, letting them loose at dawn to roost, and then later to detonate those bombs. Although initial tests led to a massive explosion when the bats roosted under the fuel tank of a New Mexico Air Force base, another test in Utah was more successful. The Bat Bomb project was dropped due to rising costs and implementation delays. Although its developer, dentist Lytle S. Adams, maintained its use could have circumvented America's dropping of the atomic bomb in 1945.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.